Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you another update. This is Eileen, the 1978 Volkswagen Westphalia van or camper van. And in a previous video we shared with you we were doing a lot of epoxy work where we had sealed all the bare metal. We had applied a gray high build primer, and you can see here, I think the camera can pick it up. We have this black dusting we'll show you as we go around, and this is what they refer to as a guide coat. So as we're block sanding this gray high build primer, any little flaws or imperfections, the black guide coat will kind of show us or guide us where the little flaws are. You can feel it, but it's better to also see it. So lots of progress now. The front face or front nose of Eileen, in the previous video you saw basically some different colors and shades because we had some epoxy areas, we had some spot putty areas, and some body smoother areas. So we had some different colors and little flaws and dings, which now is getting closer and closer. So as we come down the driver's side, as I mentioned in an earlier video, we have the driver's door dry fitted on, the gaps are correct, and then all of our seams are coming along really nicely. It's a lot of meticulous sanding around edges. Previous videos we shared with you where we had put all new metal in this lower section. It was all rotted and quite funky, and then same thing here. We cut out all the rot and put new steel in here, and there's no evidence of that now. It's getting closer and closer with the block sanding and smoothing. And then as we come down the driver's quarter panel, you can see once again we have the really nice seam, the body seam. Most buses and vans, they start losing these lines or don't have them correct because they fill them with body filler and smoother and stuff. So we have nice definition line, and as we come around the back looks quite a bit different than the last video also because we've dry fitted. Not only do we dry fit the engine lid and the rear tailgate, but we did quite a bit of work, if you recall. Same thing, kind of multicolored areas. And now we've got that all smoothed and block sanding. You can see the detail work here where you have a groove on either side of the engine lid because you have your side panel and your seam, and then you have your cross member piece with the seam here, and once again most times that's lost. So just as a reminder, in quite a few videos ago we shared with you there was quite a bit of impact. There was a collision and improper repair, and we had quite thick chunks of body filler filling this in. And since then, obviously, this has all been cut out. This whole piece from roughly here down and over is all brand new. And then the same thing on this side, along with battery tray on both sides. So you can see inside here, inside our edges and stuff, everything is looking quite nicely. A lot of sanding going on there. And then we still have some work to do on the bottom side or the back side of the engine lid. You can see where we've sandblasted around the main part, and then we still got quite a bit of sanding to do on this. What we wanted to do is get the outside and the dry fitting done, because when you do so much fabrication work, you want to make sure that everything is aligned properly before you get too far ahead in the process. You want to make sure that the fit and the alignment is correct. Same thing with our rear gate. You can see where our gaps coming all the way across and down the sides, and if you compare it to the driver's side, there are some minor adjustments we made because probably, I'm assuming from the factory, the gap on the driver's side was a little bit wider than it was on the passenger side, and we were able to make some adjustments for proper alignment. Now as we come down the passenger back side, you can see same thing as before. Everything is now gray, and you can see the different color here now because we've been block sanding once again, smoothing all this out with lighter grit sandpaper. And you see once again we have our seam, and our guide coat helps us along when we're blocking it. And then same thing, we did quite a bit of metal work up in this rail, replace it with all new. And then you can see inside now we've got all of the black epoxy in the main floor, and the main floor in the front where we left it open, so I had an escape route before when I was priming or epoxying the inside of the van. So now we've got all the bare metal sealed, and then we'll be working on continuing with the exterior. And then as we come over to the passenger front door, this is the door that we replaced the complete door skin on. We have it dry fitted on, and I think the camera person can probably pick it up through our obstacle course. Here is the nice gap here. So we have everything fitting the way it should. The space between the nose and the door is correct, and then you can see the gap between the fender and the door, and then same thing going up the side. So quite a bit of work to adjust things properly. A lot of times when these are mass produced, the panels are taken on and off throughout its life, this being in 1978. So it's quite a bit of work to get it back to where it should be, because with all the body filler that was on this vehicle when it arrived here, with a bunch of improper repair, just a refresher, there's a lot of spray foam in the lower sections and a considerable amount of body filler, and they basically just kept layering body filler over top to try and get the panels to line up. So once we have everything down to bare metal and start over, the main thing we have to do is make sure that all the body panels align properly to the actual body. So it's quite a bit of work to get it to this stage, but now it's coming along quite well. And then we talked about the front, where the nose is coming along quite nicely also. So just a quick update. Oh, I should probably mention the sliding door. I think we forgot to mention it in the previous video. The sliding door, same process. We had sanded it all down to bare metal. There was a couple of rust spots along the bottom. We cut out and welded in new pieces. And then once that was all repaired, we did the black two-part epoxy to seal the metal, and then we applied the gray high build primer, and then you see our guide coat, and we're blocking that too, and it's coming along. So we're trying to get this to catch up with the rest of the body in terms of grid of paper. So I neglected to mention the sliding door, because we have all the other panels, all the other metal panels on the bus, with the exception of the sliding door. So this is Eileen, the 1978 Volkswagen Westphalia van, and I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.